All right, so we've got everything lined up, and I did a few adjustments to adjust the head animation, and now we just have to animate all this together and finish it off. So I'm imagining that the head is going to like kind of just be sitting there in the center, and this guy is going to come in and smack it, and that's what's going to cause it to slide over here and be spinning. And then the text is going to animate and pop in. So for right now, I'm going to hide everything but the elements that I want to animate. Oops, not lock, silly me. Eyeball. So let's hide these, hide that, hide that. So hide that. So I'm only viewing these two. Okay. So let's extend, select both of these, control selected them. And what you'll see right here, if you ever like, hey, I can't see where stuff is, we could see the manipulators here. Sometimes they don't like to pop up, but show layer controls. Um, you can see that they are here. And I can always look in my view options if the manipulators and stuff are missing. The manipulator here is different because this is a 3D object. But you want to make sure if you can't find like where the centers are and the manipulator is when you're going to move stuff, that these guys are turned on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, with both of these selected, press P for position. And you can see where these guys are at. Okay. So I'm actually, just so I know where that position is, I'm just going to do a quick, I could just set a key that these are the ending spots, but I'm going to go in and just take a quick screenshot of their final resting positions so that I know exactly where I want them to line up later and I don't get it a little bit off. So the general idea is that I want these guys to be over to the side like this. So that guy's there. And now I just want to move this guy, and I want to move it off screen like this. Okay. So I can do the backwards keying, but let's just try it this way for a sec. So with the position, I'm going to key them both right here. And right about here, boom, when you start, right before you start spinning, that's where this guy comes in and smacks him. So it's going to go right in there. Just keep pulling him over. Blam, and he hits right there. And we'll turn motion blur on that as well. So it just comes in, bam, and you see it's working, right? We just have to make him fly over to the side now also. Pop, right there. So right where the head is here, I'm going to key that position. And now I want him to go over to where he's supposed to be, roughly. Let's pay right about there. And now here is where I look at some of those settings of where these guys are supposed to be. Okay. So you see vertically it's the same. I just need to change his position to 308 or to be around there. 308. And then my other guy is going to be, it's resting. Now we're going to put some tweaks in like animation principles, but here's its resting place, 772. Boom. So let's just see what that looks like so far. Comes in. Bam. Alrighty. What I'm going to do right here, just a few frames later, I'm going to, oops, not you. I'm going to key, yeah, I'll key both of them. And I'm going to go back to right here. And I'm going to make sure just the head is selected. And I want to pull it in just a little bit further. Like that. And the reason being is because now it's going to hit him. He's flying. And then he kind of comes back. But I think I might pull that a little bit more. Let's pull this to here. And on this keyframe, let's move him a little bit further. Let's see now. Bam. I could add more wiggle going back and forth. Kind of going back and forth and then just resting into that position, which would be here. So if we do that, set a key. And you can see he's kind of going back and forth in there. Now, I want there to look like there's a little bit more of a hit right there, so I'm just going to grab both these keys. I can either just copy and then paste. Whoops, but that takes my hole, so let's not do it that way. So I'm just going to take this key. Oh, we could put a hold frame on it, but I don't want to do that. So I just did a copy paste. I grab both these guys. I'm going to select you and you. Copy, paste. Not gonna. Fine, be that way. Copy, paste. Copy, paste. And now if I move these over, I can give it a little bit of a, when it hits, just a little bit of a tag to it. Let me just see. So it pops a little bit more. Now let's see. And later on, I could even do a little bit of a squash. So if I went right into here, let's just add one more thing. So on the head, I'm going to press S for scale. And I'm going to key it right there. And let's actually select both of these. Show position, Shift S to show scale, even though I don't need the scale for the saw, but just so we can see it. So this way I can kind of line it up and see where I want that to be. So let's say right about here, I'm going to set the key again, but then right in the middle, we're going to do a little stretch. So I'm just going to scale it on, oops, turn off uniform, scale it on the Y. And what that's going to do is he gets hit, bam, and it makes him kind of go big for a second. Like the impact just made him pop a little bit. There we go. And then he just comes to a stop. We can even stretch out that. And now that this guy is there, we could deal with him. Boom. And we could do a little bit on the position of this one. We're right here on the solid. It kind of goes a little bit as well. And maybe he kind of takes a little bit to recoil too. There we go. And you can feel free to adjust his bouncing or sliding back and forth as you want. You can move these around to kind of make it that it's taking him a while to kind of like spin back and forth like that. And you can make it even more extreme. Once again, this is just an example. Okay. And in the next video, we're going to animate the text now that we got this down.